So good morning, Ananda. I am Shankar, Head of the Department Management. I welcome to our Acharya Patishala College of Commerce National Level webinar on energizing human resource for global business excellency. We have organized this webinar with the support of our management, Acharya Patishala Education Trust, and our principal, Dr. Mukunda Naik, who stood behind us in all spares in organizing today's webinar. Without his support, which we would not have organized this webinar. I request our principal to welcome the participants. Thank you.
Welcome to Acharya Patishala College of Commerce. Today's national level webinar on energizing HR for global business excellency, initiated by the IQAC and organized by the BBA department. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome our Honorable President Sri TV Maruti, APS Educational Trust, and also welcome Honorable Vice President CA Sri AP Acharya, and also welcome Honorable Vice President CA Sri Dr. Vishnu Bharat, and also welcome Honorable Treasurer Sri KL Ramesh, and also welcome Honorable General Secretary Professor KP Narasimhamurthy. I welcome Honorable Joint Secretary Sri A. Mulidhar and Sri Krishna Swami. I welcome Honorable Trustee and Mentor Sri Mohan Dev Alva. I welcome Honorable Governing Body Chairman Sri A.R. Acharya. And I welcome to board member. I also welcome today's resource person, director, HR resource person, advocate and corporate trainer, our Dr. R. Suresh. And I welcome all the participants and for today's webinar, and also welcome our vice principal, staff and non-teaching staff, our college for their wholehearted support. Thank you.
Good morning, Manandal. It's my privilege to introduce today's resource person, Professor Suresh R. Professor is a BA graduate and gold medalist in LLB. He has pursued MBA and PG diplomas. Currently, he is working as management consultant, corporate trainer, and also practicing law. He has delivered special and guest lectures at IIM, Bangalore, Kolkata, and Lucknow. He is a visiting professor in many reputed B schools and law colleges. He has authored books titled Best Business Practices in Industry and Prioritizing Performance. Sir, due to the time constraint, I have condensed your profile. Now I request our Vice Principal, Dr. D.C. Shivanna, to speak some words. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, one and all. I am Dr. Shivanna DC, as the Vice Principal of this college. I am happy that our college webinar committee has organized today's webinar on HR topic with eminent resource person, Professor Suresh R. I wish you all the best.
A very, very good morning to all of you. At the outset, I would like to sincerely thank the management and the other dignitaries of APS College of Management for having welcomed me and for giving me an opportunity to share a few of my thoughts with you on energizing human resources for global business excellence. So, dear participants, all of you will agree that we are in the midst of turbulent times. We all have to be energized. If you take up business, right, it has to be energized. Human resource function has to be energized. So, keeping this as the context only, I am going to spend a few of my thoughts with you on this fascinating topic, which has been chosen by your college. Please don't treat this as a big lecture. Shakespeare said that some people are born great, some people achieve greatness, and for some people, greatness is thrust on them. I do not belong to the first two categories. I am not born great, nor have I achieved anything great. But sometimes we are called upon to share some interesting views on some topics, and that's how I'm here. So take it as a pure conversation style. Think that you have invited me to your house. I'm sitting with you and having a cup of coffee, and we are sharing some interesting views on how to energize human resource function. So let's begin with some fundamentals of HR, which all of you will be knowing. HR is one of the very important functions in an organization. The success of any organization is dependent upon the depth of human capability. If you take up companies like Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Amazon, why are they great? It's great because of their sheer human resources. So let's get this straight. Point number two, this is an ever-growing function, dynamic function. It keeps changing. And the moment we say human resources, we value human beings a lot. Human beings are very complex. We are social animals. We are not a product of a scientific system. And therefore, managing human resource becomes a very interesting challenge. Next interesting point about human resources is we are a bundle of contradictions, and there is a difference between a container and the contents. What you see outside is the container. All of you must have seen the beautiful English movie Titanic. The ship hits against a glacier. What is visible on the surface is only about 10 to 15%. The balance, 75 to 80%, is inside. So we human beings are like that. Majority of the things are within us. When you get up in the morning, there are two gifts given by God. One gift is the eyes open, and only then we know that we are alive. The second interesting thing is there is a naughty fellow, cruel fellow, dangerous fellow, our close friend and also our enemy, who also wakes up. Any guess who it is? Thoughts which are there in the brain. Psychologists say that on an average, a human being gets approximately around 30 to 35,000 thoughts per day. These thoughts come to us right from the time we are children, and then continues, and by the time we are 10, 15, these thoughts have got converted to lakhs of thoughts. These lakhs of thoughts have got converted to crores of thoughts, and that's how our personality is done. The next interesting aspect of human resources is there is a huge difference between exceptionally brilliant, very brilliant. Research says the difference between exceptionally brilliant and very brilliant itself is 1:10. The difference between very brilliant and brilliant is 1:10. And the difference between brilliant and average or mediocre is 1:10. Are you a little confused? Let me explain. 100 meters race. Probably people will finish in 10 seconds or 11 seconds. 20 people are running, but only one person gets the gold, one gets the silver, one gets the bronze. Similarly, I represent the corporate. If I take an exceptionally brilliant person, I put him example in a sales function, and take another person who's very brilliant and put him in the sales function, same product, he is selling it in the same market, in the same year, example 2018. This person will give me 10 crore sales, this person will give me 1 crore sales. Exceptionally brilliant, very brilliant. The person who is brilliant may give me only around 10 lakhs sales. The person who is average will give me about 10,000 rupees worth of sales. This is proven by research. That's why HR is a very, very, very interesting function. Human resources, we have layers and layers of hidden things. As I said, the thoughts, feelings, emotions. Within us, we have something called as potential deep within us. All these things are not visible. Enjoy the beauty of the HR function. Okay. Having said a little of HR, let's move on. Now, the most interesting thing is today why we have to get the HR function energized. Now, there are so many definitions for HR. But let's take up one definition which is commonly quoted everywhere and which is used predominantly by professors, lecturers, and in the corporate world. Very fine definition given by Edwin Flippo, who said the HR function is concerned with procurement, development, compensation, integration, and the maintenance of the personnel of an organization for the purposes of contributing to the organization goals and objectives. Right? Simple. So let's talk on these 5 functions and let us see how we have to re-energize these functions during this COVID-19 period. Things are changing. There is enough material which you have studied and all of you will be experts. If I have to talk to you on COVID-19, you have been bombarded with information for the last 2.5 months. But let's look at the fallout. It is very depressing, very disappointing. Fear psychosis has set in. Corporate, many people are losing jobs. There is a salary reduction. Unfortunately, businesses are closing down. Like this series of things are happening. And unfortunately, deaths are also happening. Thank God in India, the mortality rate is comparatively less. So now let us look at the first function called procurement or recruitment. All of you would have been taught or being taught in your respective colleges what is recruitment. The right person with the right skills at the right time. This is what recruitment is all about. And in case when we recruit people, we call the candidate. We do the first round or second round of what is known as the HR round, where we get to know about the candidate, what is his attitude, has he got an aptitude for the job which he has applied, what is his passion, has he got the technical competence, will he be adaptable to the organization culture. You do series of things, correct? Now, this is what we do when it comes to recruitment and selection. Now, why we have to energize ourselves? Because post-COVID-19, you will find that the HR function has dramatically changed. The first change which we ourselves are only now being to realize is that, especially in IT companies, work from home is now accepted as the new normal. We were not sure whether this will work or not earlier because employers did not have confidence on the employees, and employees also never knew that they would work so well at home. But in the last 2.5-3 months, you will find many CEOs to whom I have talked have given a very positive feedback. They're saying productivity is good. People are efficient. They have got themselves trained to this new normal. Now let's look at HR function. Why we have to energize a self-HR as far as recruitment is concerned. I'm representing quite a few organizations in Bangalore where recruitment and selection is happening online. Candidates' resumes are screened, interviews are conducted by HR people, first round, second round, third round, and then they are put on to the technical round. My goodness, look at the change. And then offer letters are given, joining formalities are done, and the person is recruited, and he's already started doing work after all this process has been done, but physically we have not seen him at all. Isn't this something new in HR? Okay, so how do we energize ourselves to this new function? Please remember, very difficult to evaluate human beings. I have been in the corporate field for almost more than 25 years. When a person comes for interview, very difficult to evaluate. I cannot put a thermometer into his head and call my assistants and say, note down, attitude 7 out of 10, aptitude 8 out of 10, leadership qualities 6 out of 10, knowledge and skills 5.5 out of 10. Can we evaluate a person scientifically? No. That's why we have our own techniques, attitude test, aptitude test, or numerical ability test. We do all these things. Now the interesting challenge in HR, in recruitment, is how do I recruit a person even without physically seeing him? So we have to re-energize ourselves, spend more time with the candidate, talk to him more, find out whether he will really fit into the organization. The efforts which we have to do in corporate post COVID-19, as far as the recruitment function itself is undergoing a huge change, and while few of them have got adapted to this new change, many of them are still struggling. That is why we have to energize ourselves, build up our competency as far as the recruitment function is concerned. Second important function, looking at it from the definition point of view, the HR function is concerned with procurement. I talked about recruitment. Second thing is development, training and development. Training and development, as all of you know, very important for HR professionals. There are two types of training. One is the technology training, and second is the soft skills training. Technology training, many of us may not be competent to conduct training programs on technology matters. But as a good HR person, it is our responsibility to find out from the identification of training needs what technology training which the employee is to receive and organize for such type of training programs. The field of technology in all the sectors is zooming. It is having an exponential growth. If you look to the last 25 years in the field of IT, once upon a time it was BASIC, COBOL, Fortran, C, C++, Java, Advanced Java, Enterprise Java Beans, .NET, ASP.NET, Macintosh, Ruby on Rails. Today it's all about artificial intelligence, machine language, cloud computing. They say that in the field of technology changes every 3 years, it's almost becoming double. So therefore, training becomes a very important function. Second important function in training is soft skills. Soft skills have eternal shelf life. Technology keeps on changing. Ever since human beings landed on this earth, which may be some millions of years ago, soft skills have never changed. Self-confidence, self-motivation, high levels of energy, emotional intelligence, leadership, interpersonal skills, negotiation skills, decision-making skills. Nothing has changed. This will never change also. But this is always in short supply. That is why today when you meet many people in Bangalore or elsewhere in India or elsewhere in the world, there is no happiness at all. Sad, depressed. And most of them ask, when I am living in this world, why should COVID-19 come? Forgetting that in every century we had problems. The worst period was between 1939 to 1945 when we had the World War II. Every 6 months they thought the World War will end. It went on and on and on for 6 years. Till 1942-43, Hitler was winning. Finally, in 1945, he committed suicide. Mussolini died, and then Japan was unfortunately bombed, atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The whole world changed, right? United Nations was born, right? And then, you had a new world order. European countries said, no more war, enough. In fact, at the end of World War II, they said, there is no country which has won or no country which has lost. Suddenly, the world changed. That's what is going to happen after COVID-19. Whole world is changing. We are repositioning ourselves, re-looking at ourselves, trying to see what is the new normal. Soft skills are required 10 times more now. We have to energize ourselves in soft skills for survival today. Self-confidence goes off. Here, people who are now saying that I just don't know, future is bleak. So therefore, this function is undergoing a lots of change. How earlier, when we used to do, or when you faculties were entering into classrooms, we were all training you. Teach properly. Look into the eyes of the students. See whether they are listening. Look from their body language whether they are participating in the class or not. Make sure that correction is done there. And you as a faculty or I as a trainer, when I go, I used to be conscious of my body language. I used to make sure that my volume is good, making sure that I'm impressive, making sure that I'm able to reach out to all the students, making sure that there are enough hand movements. Now, what do we do in this new world when everything is online? How can you see my body language? Probably you could see a few gesticulation which I'm doing through my fingers. So this is the way in which the new normal is going to change, even as far as the training function is concerned. We have to rebuild our capacity, reboot ourselves, make ourselves much more smarter than what we were prior to COVID-19. So recruitment has undergone tremendous changes. Training and development is undergoing to go huge changes. You're going to interact more with the technical team, conduct for training programs. People are going to sit remotely and they are going to listen to you. Are they going to listen to you? Are they going to get the value of training? Is it going to change them? Is it going to increase their technical competence? How are you going to do the evaluation? So all these interesting things will be there. So today this seems to be the new normal. I'm talking to many CEOs and they are saying, let people continue to work from home. Recruitment is over. Training and development. Third thing is compensation. Compensation is a very, very interesting topic in HR. Please remember, in the field of business, business is B-U-S-I-N-E-S-S, pronounced as B-I. Business, by very definition, is producing goods or providing services which the society wants with an intention to make profit. In business, you can do ordinary apple business up to aeroplanes. You can do ordinary mango business. The lady who's selling mangoes outside your home, she's also into business. You can do a Maybach car costing 2 crores or 3 crores. You can do ordinary eraser business up to electronics. You can do ordinary pencil business up to pharmaceuticals. You can do ordinary shoe business up to software. You can do ordinary socks business up to steel. All come within the umbrella of business, business, business. So please understand, all businesses do not give the same quantum of profit. Understand this very, very clearly. I am manufacturing these pens. I have a pen manufacturing company, Suresh Pens. Cost of this pen is 10 rupees. I am selling this for 12 rupees. When I say the cost is 10 rupees, please understand this is land cost, water cost, electricity cost, employee cost, welfare cost, canteen cost, communication cost, travel cost, all put together. Costing students will know. I am selling this pen for 12 rupees. Now, I am manufacturing with the help of all my employees 50,000 pens per month. My profit is 50,000 into 2 rupees, 1 lakh. 1 lakh is my profit as the owner. Now you are all my employees. I'm taking just for example, about 100 of you are my employees. And I've got a HR manager, I've got a finance manager, I've got a sales manager, I've got a production manager. What do you think will be the salaries of them? Will it be 50,000 per month for a production manager, 40,000 for a manager HR, 60,000 for a manager finance? Your salary will be 6,000 rupees per month, 5,000 rupees per month. HR will get 4,000 rupees per month. Accounts person will get 3,500 per month. I, as a owner, I'm getting only 1 lakh profit. And am I a fool to pay you 60,000 per month? Understand business models. So, dear friends, why do we pay huge in IT? The same thing is not applicable to IT. Because what we do here goes to United States of America, and you know what is the dollar exchange rate. It will be 65, 68, 70, 74, 75. It keeps fluctuating. 1 is equal to more than 70. So that's why organizations in IT boom. They become 1 billion, 2 billion. So please analyze all these things as HR. Understand compensation properly. Then only you will know why some are getting huge salary, some are getting very poor salary. You may be working like others for 10 hours. What is the business you're doing? Is it profitable? And if it is profitable, what is the quantum of profit? Now, how do I energize myself in this function? What do you mean by energizing HR? Here in compensation, please understand where you're working or where are you going to work. Understand the model. Today, when we talk to many CEOs, it is a little depressing. Profits are simply not there. Profits have been wiped off, or profit margins are very low. This is not the time to expect or give huge salary. Understand HR function. We want HR to fall in line with business. If you don't do this in HR, you are not a good HR professional. HR function should fine tune itself to business, business, business. So please get this right. Don't come back and tell, sir, why companies are not paying me huge salaries? In HR, I was taught compensation, that I should give good salaries. You cannot do that. Understand the profits of the organization. Go and see their annual reports. See the profit and loss account. This is where lots of energizing has to happen in the compensation function. You cannot just roll out money like that. So, dear friends, 3 functions we have covered: recruitment and selection, training and development, compensation. 4th is integration of the employees to the organization. Mind you, but after this particular crisis is over, none of us know when it's going to get over. It's still in the dark. So as long as this situation continues, HR has to double itself in terms of integrating employees to the organization goals. Everybody has to fall in line with the organization. Probably I'll tell you a very small story, then you will understand it better. There was one person who was seated in a bench and he was observing some people working. He found one person was nicely digging the pit and going. After half an hour, another person was coming and closing the pit. The stranger was confused. He calls the second person and says, the first person is digging the pit so nicely and going. And after half an hour, why like a fool you are closing it? The second person smiles and says, sir, the first person's duty was to dig the pit. After 10 minutes, there was supposed to be another person who was supposed to come and put the sapling, rose sapling. He has not come today. I went and told my supervisor, sir, what should I do? I think the second person has not come. He was in a different mood. He said, idiot, you do your job. I am the third person. My duty is to close the pit after half an hour. Now you are the owner of the land. You wanted 100 rose saplings. When you come in the evening, you are shocked. You don't see even one rose sapling. But there are 2 people waiting for their daily wages. You are supposed to give them 500 rupees per day. Will you pay them or not? You know what's the answer? You have to pay. Output is 0. So, dear friends, as HR, please, this is what we mean by integration. When an individual joins a company, he has his own objectives. Is it fine-tuned to the organization goals and objectives? Now, earlier it was easy for us to a large extent. We used to meet him. We used to meet him over tea in office. We used to sit with him during lunch. We used to sit with him during evening snacks, travel with him in the company bus, get many information about the employee. How are you? How are things? Do you like the job? How is your boss? How are your colleagues? Are you learning? Now, if things are done online and from remote locations, how are you going to manage this function? This is going to be a very interesting function for HR. We should face challenges. Don't get scared about all these things, right? So that is why you will find today HR professionals in organizations, they are shocked. When people resign and go, the CEO is asking, why you did not tell me? Why did you not talk to him? Sir, how can I talk to him? He's seated somewhere. He's seated online. So how are you going to face all these interesting challenges? So definitely we have to rebuild on our confidence, re-energize ourselves. Conventional HR is there. I'm talking about the new normal HR, which is dramatically changing the profession of HR people. So dear friends, keep all these interesting points in mind. And having said so much about the functions, let's move on to some interesting conclusions, right? So I should also not overshoot my time. So let me just try to spend the next 15-20 minutes on how we as HR professionals can add value to the organization. Okay, let me make it a little light, okay? And let me try to share some points with you, which I think will be a little eye-opener. Today we have COVID warriors. If you look to doctors, they are all COVID warriors. We call them as COVID warriors or the policemen. I don't know if you have really generally had a talk with all these people, not necessarily now, generally over a period of time. I don't think there is any doctor who has ever said, I do not know why I joined this profession. It's a horrible profession. I made a mistake. Have you come across any doctor speaking like that? Or you take up a policeman? No, hardly there is any attrition rate in these areas. Similarly, there are lots of other professions. But if you meet people who are working in corporate, just go around and meet anybody who's working in a corporate and just ask him one question. Are you happy? Very simple question. He will not even know how to reply to that question. He will stare at you. Say, how dare you ask me this question? Right? That is why, this attrition is a very huge problem for we people in corporates. Why does this happen? Have you observed? Meet people with 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, even 7 years, 8 years. Usually they would say, I don't like the company. I don't like my job. This is not what I should have actually done. I think I should have joined some other line. I do not know why I chose this. Do you know why he says that? One interesting observation you see, in many, many professions, the personality function comes and stands before everybody. At the age of 15 or 16 or 17, the boy or the girl decides to do medicine. God promised the girl or boy does not have the technical knowledge at that time about medicine. But he or she is very clear that I want to enter into this medical profession because the personality function is very clear. Doctor means hand will be full of blood. He or she will be in a hospital. The doctor will be called at any point of time to come to the hospital. You will be disturbed even during the nights. And it will be a gloomy environment in a hospital. Deaths will take place. Patients will come and cry. Everything is known. After all these things are known, only I joined the medical profession. No question of any disappointment. Similarly, a policeman, if you take up, he knows very clearly, if I'm a policeman, where is going to be my work spot? I'll be in the police station. Who are my customers or clients? Thieves, robbers, dacoits, rapists, cheaters, correct? Pickpocketers, looters, right? Or I will be put in the traffic to take care of Bangalore traffic or any other city traffic. So they are very clear. But for majority of the other people who are doing BCom, MCom, MBA, BBA, there is a huge problem. Because 90% of you don't even know what is going to be your future. You are not able to visualize It will not come out. Sitting in your home now, can you tell me what is happening in the accounts department in Infosys, Wipro, Intel, IBM, Cisco? What are they doing? Does it come out and stand before you as a transparent function? No. So that is why there is a necessity for we people in corporate to talk to employees, make them visualize what is the job, how is it. So that is why career planning, very, very, very important function in HR. So dear friends, these are all challenges which the HR profession is going to face, and we will face it with considerable success, right? I think all of you are listening to me. I think, you're all bright, intelligent. Choose your career properly. Don't make a mistake. Why I'm saying this is, in HR, it is our duty to make sure, this is what I mean by alignment. There is nothing in this world called job satisfaction. Don't foolishly use this word. I hear it a lot in corporate. I'm sick and tired of people who tell me I don't have job satisfaction. There is nothing in this world, I repeat with all the vehemence I have in my command, as job satisfaction. Jobs are never meant to satisfy you. I'm giving a pause so that it sinks in. I repeat, jobs are never meant to satisfy you. You are supposed to go and satisfy the job. There is nothing in the corporate world called as good job or bad job. All jobs are good. Finance is good, accounts is good, HR is good, production and engineering is good, sales is good, advertising is good, marketing is good, logistics is good. An auto rickshaw driver drives auto for 20 years. Does the satisfaction come from the auto or from the driver who's driving the auto? A lorry driver is driving a lorry for 30 years. Does the satisfaction come from the lorry or from the driver who's driving the lorry? A faculty will be in a college. Yours is a lovely college. It started before independence. You will find dedicated faculties here for the last decades. Satisfaction does not come from teaching. The satisfaction comes from the individual who is doing the teaching. So dear friends, get this straight. Please, point number one. Point number two, please make sure that you have passion. Any job in this world, as HR professionals, as HR students, you should get this straight, because this is what you should tell to the employees whom you are meeting in an interview. Half of them will not know all that. There are only two things. Any job, turner, fitter, plumber, carpenter, software engineer, professor, lawyer, any job, doctor, only two things are required. Job knowledge and skills. One should have the job knowledge and skills to do the job. If you don't have this, how will you perform the job? Right? So you should have this. Second interesting thing which comes with equal importance or with more abundance than knowledge and skills, let me repeat, is passion, enthusiasm, liking for the job. If you don't have these two, you are not going to come up in life. I know hundreds of people who have got job knowledge and skills, but don't feel like going to office at all. Boring, sir. I'm meeting people with 4 or 5 years experience who are telling me I want to retire. So dear friends, what happened? You have job knowledge and skills, no desire to work. Sometimes you will have people who have high passion, desire to work, but they don't know how to work, right? So enjoy the beauty of all these things. So if you're lacking in job knowledge and skills, learn. That's why in corporate, we call it as a corporate career. There is enough to learn for the next 30 years. Most of you are BCom and MCom students. There is BCom, there is MCom, there is MBA finance, chartered accountancy, cost accountancy, ACS, chartered financial analyst, actuarial valuation. Job knowledge and skills. Go to any company and see who's the CFO. CFO will never be MCom, chartered accountant, because he studies for 7-8 years. Out of 100 students, 5 pass. Don't mistake me, humorous way. Out of 100 students who write MCom, 99 will pass. So dear friends, look at the knowledge which is there. Read the courses or syllabuses of the other areas related to your own line. Similarly, HR. I have IIMs, I have XLRIs, I have Narsi Monjis. IIM Ranchi has plenty of subjects in HR. In fact, many universities have only 1/3 of that as their HR syllabus. So, dear friends, whole idea is improve on your knowledge. That is why we say joining a corporate is a career move. You don't join for a job, you join for a career. This responsibility I can take now. As I move up the corporate ladder, can I take more? Next, what is promotion? That's what we call it as promotion. After 2 years, can the shoulder take more? After a few years, can it take more and more and more and more? I was a director HR. Till today, I'm a director HR for mid-sized companies. The strength of the companies will only be around 1,000. Can I equate myself as a director HR for Infosys, which has got more than 2 lakh employees? The load which my colleague in Infosys or Wipro has is 10 times more than my load. Title is different. Title is the same, director HR, right? But the responsibilities which one takes. Enjoy the beauty of career. As you go along, you will get all these things much more clearer to you. So, dear friends, I still have about 10 to 15 minutes. So, probably I'll give a conclusion. And what is that conclusion about? In this world, there is a magic in a particular number. I'm giving a pause. Think. I'm appealing to all of you. Just think. Good. It is number 7, SEVEN. Why? Even today in this world, 7 continents, 7 oceans, 7 days per week, 7 swaras, right? James Bond is also 007, right? 7 colors in a rainbow. If I continue like this, I can speak for next half an hour only on number 7. Stephen Covey's famous book is also 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. In 1980s and 90s, we had a beautiful drink in India, 777. Right? It goes on and on and on. Now, taking a clue from there, I thought, let me also share some 7 points with you. When I say 7, I'm not going to give you all the 7, but let me take the word called 7, SEVEN, and talk on each letter for 3 to 4 minutes so that I completely fall in line with the deadline with regard to time is concerned. The first letter is S, which I did talk about earlier, but I just want to reinforce on that. Then only we re-energize ourselves, right? It's nothing to do but soft skills. Now, you may ask why your college is having all these webinars, why these soft skills programs are being conducted, why so many people are called to come and teach on subjects, why is it again and again done? There are excellent faculties, more qualified than us, who have been here for the last many years. They are doing a wonderful job. But sometimes these extra trainings are very much required. Probably I'll just highlight it with a small story. There were 2 people who were sawing a tree. They were cutting a tree. One person was just crossing them. He goes to the village and returns after another 3 hours. He finds that these 2 people are still sawing the tree and hardly 20% of the tree is cut. This man is confused because this person has earlier cut trees and it should not take more than half an hour. So he goes to those 2 people and says, look, I've been cutting trees. Usually the tree will not take more than half an hour to fall. But I find that you guys are working for 3 to 4 hours and still you have not even completed 20% or 30% of your job. Can I suggest one thing which I'm able to see? Those 2 people say, what are you telling? What are you telling? We are doing a job very nicely. To which that stranger says, look, the saw which you are using is not sharp. Take it out. Just sharpen it for 10 to 15 minutes. Put it back there. You will find the tree falling in the next 20 minutes. Those 2 people, you will be shocked. After listening to that, you know what they say? They continue with sawing the tree and they say, sorry, we don't have the time. I hope you got the message. Why we do all these training programs for students is, please, this is the time for you to sharpen yourself. Sitting at home will be boring. Half of you will be praying, hope COVID-19 continues so that I need not have to go to college at all. I'm addressing students in colleges. They are saying, I wish no exams are being conducted. The morale is very, 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 very low. Please remember, you have to recharge yourself. You have to reboot yourself. You have to sharpen yourself. How do you do that? I already said on an average, you get 30 to 35,000 thoughts per day. If you are in depression or stress, you will get 60,000 thoughts per day. Read Sigmund Freud's interpretation of dreams. Beautiful analysis. Our economy is $2.5 trillion. We hope to touch $5 trillion in the next 4 to 5 years. There are 3 trillion neurons which is working in your system. It is like an electric factory. Are you aware of that? When you get up early in the morning for first 5 minutes, please do this exercise. Stand before the mirror. Tell to yourself, I am fine, I am wonderful, I am great. I will come up in life. I will study well. I will increase on my knowledge. I will be a better human being. I will sharpen myself. This is the simple technique. You do that for just 2 weeks or 3 weeks, it will become a habit. How many of you, when you get up early in the morning, your parents tell you to go and brush your teeth? Why is it that you do it automatically? You do it automatically because it's a reflex action. We call this as a habit. Make this positive thinking a habit. Similarly, before going to bed, for just 3 to 4 minutes, fine, wonderful. That's the way you build self-confidence. There is no other technique. Be positive, be energetic. Think 100 times that you're nice, you're wonderful, you want to be bright, you want to be intelligent. As I said, 80% of what we human beings are within us. Outside is only container. Contents are all inside. So soft skills, wonderful. Please take it very, 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 very seriously. And whenever we tell all these things, your faculty members will tell many more things during the class. You may not appreciate it at this age. I'll tell you a small story for that. There was a person in China. His name was Tai Chi. He wanted to learn martial arts. With great difficulty, he was able to locate the best teacher in China, and with great difficulty, he was able to enter into that school to learn martial arts. Now, after having taken so much of efforts, he met the guru and said, yes, sir, I am the new student. Yes, I'm full of passion, energy. Come on, teach me. The guru said, okay, I know what to do for you. I'm very clear. So therefore, first go to that pond. It's got full of water. Go and hit the water 100 times. So this fellow was enthusiastic. He did it. Yes, Guru, I've done it. What should I do? Go and hit the water for another 1 month. This fellow was shocked. I came to learn martial arts. What is this man is asking me to hit water? But Guru, great Guru, kept quiet. He went and did it for 1 month. Then came back and said, Guru, what is the next exercise? What should I do? Guru said, go and do it for another 3 months. This man was devastated. Do the same thing for another 3 months. Okay, he did it. But there was lots of internal reluctance. But then, okay, he knows. Then when he came back, he asked the Guru, now teach me the next session. The Guru said, class is over, go off. This man was shocked. What is this? For 4 months, I've been only hitting water. And this man says, class is over. He goes off disappointed, tells to all the villagers, I did not learn anything. The teacher was a waste, useless man. I don't know what he did for me. The villagers also said, don't worry, don't get upset. Some value must be there, don't worry. Every year in that particular village, they organize for a competition. From the nearby villages, which are around 100, each village, will have one representative, and the competition is, there will be a huge log of wood, big, massive. And people have to break it with one hand. Now, from this particular village, they catch hold of Tai Chi and say, you go, you represent. This fellow says, hey, I don't know, man. That fellow did not teach me anything. But they say, at least you went there. So therefore, you should represent. So when the competition begins, the people from the nearby villages, each one of them, they come, they hit. No. Finally, it is the turn of Tai Chi. So Tai Chi goes, he stands before the big log of wood and he says, thinks about his Guru, I don't know what, but My 4 months or 5 months with you was a sheer utter waste. But anyway, since these people are motivating me, I've come here. So he thinks of his guru and then takes his hand and hits the log of wood. That huge log of wood breaks into 50 pieces. Then only Tai Chi remembers, this is how my hand has been converted. So dear friends, whenever you come to college, don't think it's a waste. Professors will tell you hundreds of good things. We will tell you in soft skills many things. Now you will not get the value. You will all get the value after 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, provided at least you take it properly inside. When you go back and start real life, you will find everything within you is exploding, exploding, exploding. You will remember the professor, you will remember the faculty. That's the beauty of soft skills. Sometimes, you will not get instant result. There's not instant coffee. There's not instant tea. Results will come little later. But at least have the capacity to absorb. If you absorb itself, you will get terrific results. Maybe in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 1 year, right? So, yes. Second is E. I talked a lot on entrepreneurship. Today, government of India is doing a lot for the revival of the global economy. Finance minister and the prime minister is talking about our subject called HR. I don't know whether you students and faculty members agree. Narendra Modi is talking only on labor reforms. Nirmala Sitharaman is talking on labor reforms. Labor reforms are my subject here. It is HR. First day, Nirmala Sitharaman talked only about micro and small medium industries. They are pumping in 3 lakh crores only for that. It contributes 23% of the GDP. In China, they became great because they focused on small and medium enterprises. Today, we want to compete with China. Today, mobile phones are getting imported from China. Umbrellas are getting imported. Flasks are getting imported from China. Your mobile covers are getting imported from China. That is why our Prime Minister said, Atmanirbhar Bharat. Can't we do mobile phone covers at least? So that is why there is lots of impetus for that. This is a beauty for HR. More HR jobs for all of you. Business is opening up, right? Just look at all these small and medium enterprises. Big car manufacturers. I'm just giving one example. They don't do the complete car. Accelerator will be done by one small industry. Brake will be done by somebody. Clutch will be done by somebody. Engine parts will be done by others. Impetus number 1. Just to create positivism. Practical positivism. Second, labor reforms. Earlier in Karnataka or in any state, if you want to start an industry, you cannot purchase land directly from the farmer. You have to go through the government. And you know what bureaucracy is. It will take 3 years, 4 years by the time you get land. Today's newspaper you read. Last week it was there. Again, directly you can go to the farmer, purchase the land for business. Today, doing business is so easy in India. Next important point, labor reforms. We have about 150 labor laws. They want to make it into 4 codes. First code is already ready. Got to do with wages. The balance 3, about 100 big labor laws, they want to consolidate into 3: industrial relations, safety, health, welfare. I don't want to get into all that. If you get into that, I cannot come out. So just keep this in mind. We're going to have 4 big labor codes. All of you would have seen one thing very bad which happened in India in the last 2 months. Migrant labor. People walking with their children, with their belongings, walking hundreds and thousands of kilometers. You must have seen the video of a lady dragging her suitcase with her child clinging onto the suitcase. Tears will come out of your eyes when you see all that. Do you know which subject that comes under? Are you aware of that subject? It comes under our subject here, HR, migrant labor, contract labor, Indian Contract Act, Abolition Act. Read all that. Nirmala Sitharaman, Finance Minister, Prime Minister is telling, give offer letter to migrant laborers. Most of the companies don't even know who are the migrant laborers. You know what we do in HR, Tamasha? If I want migrant workers, call the contractor. Hey, bring me 100 people. Give me 500 people. We don't even see the faces of those people. They are the invisible people, right? They have contributed so much to the manufacturing sector, the other sectors. They were almost invisible. Now only we are seeing them. It's a HR. I was addressing one forum for HR professionals. I was asking them, Yes, what is the new change? I said, how many of you HR professionals are willing to go back to Rajasthan, go back to Orissa, go back to Uttar Pradesh and bring back the contract workers? None of them said yes. They're saying, why should I go? Contractor's job. Contractor will do, yeah, but you as a HR professional, if you go and stand there and talk to them, credibility is more. Oh, this is energizing HR. This is why we have to energize ourselves. New work will come. New dimensions of work. So entrepreneurship. Today we want to make India into a global excellence place. Right? Till today, I do not know how many of you have asked me to ask these questions. I know I'll get a negative reply. How many of you have an Indian mobile? How many of you have an Indian laptop? How many of you have an Indian TV at home? Because we don't know even how to make a TV. We don't know how to make a laptop. We don't know how to make a mobile phone of international standards. We have not given a reply to Google. We have not given a reply to Facebook. None of the technologies in IT is from India. Though we have 30 to 40% of the Indians working in Microsoft, Accenture, IBM, all that is fine. What am I trying to tell? My limited point is, as far as entrepreneurship is concerned, we have got a long way to go. So that is why the beauty of talking about entrepreneurship, we have moved from ease of doing business. Today's economic times, Nirmala Sitharaman has clearly mentioned, from 25 laws, they are removing criminality. That means what was considered as a criminal offense, we don't want to make it a criminal offense. Let's try to bring the ease of business. Let people do it with more confidence. So, dear friends, the other sectors which are opened up in India now in the last 2 months, coal sector is opened up, defense sector is opened up, atomic energy is opened up, ISRO is opened up. So opportunities for youngsters like you to do business. Only 4 things keep in mind when doing business. VRHN. V means you should be valuable to the customer. You're not talking about vision here. I'm not talking theory. Valuable to the customer. Ratan Tata thought when he introduced Tata Nano, it will sell like mobile phones. Utter flop, utter flop. For Ratan Tata, it was great. For the Indian customer, they said no. R is rare. Why is CCD a success? Why is IIM a success? Rare. It should be rare, 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 rare. VRH. H is a phrase hard to imitate. When you do business, it should not be easy for people to imitate. Kamala Hassan came out with a beautiful movie called Vishwarupam. It was released in Kerala, released in Karnataka, not released in Tamil Nadu for some strange reason. Next day he came on TV and cried because he was the producer of the movie. He has put in 150 crores there. Why he cried? Because if it is released in Karnataka and Kerala, within 24 hours, CDs will be available in Tamil Nadu. Nobody will go and watch the movie in the theater. This is business. Easy to imitate business. So when you do business, make it hard. Fourth thing is, it should not be substituted at all. That's very difficult to get. Suppose you go to the Gulf, you go to those countries which are in the Middle East. There is no water, there is no tall trees, no mountains, no rice can be grown, but it's a one product economy. I have one thing which majority of the people don't have in the world, right? So that is business. If not 4, at least get 3. Okay, let's move on. SEV. V is all about vibrancy. Vibrancy is all about passion. There was a student who used to fail in many exams. The teacher tried to do her best to motivate him. Yes, the boy's father also cried. I've got such an idiot of a son. Why is it I've given birth to this fellow? I'm arranging for tuitions. Still he is not passing. 10th standard also he failed in maths. So his father went and cried and met the principal and said, look, I got an idiot of a son. I'm very sorry for this boy. So I've got a chest pain, but he is happy. What should I do? Principal said, don't do anything. Only one thing you do. From morning to evening, your boy, for the last 4 to 5 years, he's only playing cricket. Allow him to play cricket. His father cried. Okay, I will allow him to play cricket. He got Bharat Ratna for us. Sachin Tendulkar. And only one thing which he did for 40 years of his life. That's all. When the ball comes, how to hit the ball. That's all. That one thing you do in your life, that is enough. This is passion. You should do the same thing again and again and again and again and again and again. Look at Ilayaraja, look at A.R. Rahman, look at KJ Yesudas, look at Amitabh. Same thing they will do till they die. When you do it, you will get happiness. When you do it more, you should get more happiness. When you do it more and more and more, you should get more and more happiness. God has given a gift to all of us. Many of us die even without knowing what is the gift. That is why your college will put you through so many extracurricular activities. They'll make you dance, they'll make you sing, they'll make you play. Because we don't know where your hidden talent is. What is unique about you? Vibrancy is all about creating passion, passion, passion. S-E-V-E, emotions. Emotion is deep inside. There are too many emotions. Thoughts get converted to feelings. Feelings get converted to emotions. Anger is an emotion. Sorrow is an emotion. Grief is an emotion. Hatred is an emotion. Right? You have so many positive emotions, so many negative. Love is an emotion. Lust is an emotion. Greed, my goodness. You cannot say when emotions are coming out and how powerful emotions are. If you want to be successful in HR, you have to energize yourself by keeping your emotions at the emotional level. The moment it crosses the emotional level, you are not fit to be in HR. So please remember this very, very carefully. Find out where your weakness is. Each individual is different. So therefore, emotional intelligence, there's a beautiful subject called emotional intelligence. 80% of the promotions in corporate is based on emotional intelligence, not on your knowledge and skills. You're working with me for 10 years. Yeah, I know that you will work. I know you have knowledge. But I'm promoting you. Do you have the ability to work with people, move with people, mix with people, have client interaction? How is your leadership skills? If you are torn between emotions for everything, how are you going to succeed as a manager? And as HR people, you should be able to spot the right people who have this emotional intelligence in abundance, for which you yourself should have it. Then only you can spot it out and make the right recommendations to the management. So SEVEN. I want to conclude with new normal. N is new normal. Things are changing in the world. Things have changed in India. This is the new normal. Suddenly you will find things are very different. People are not even talking. People are not even smiling. People are not going to work. Whole ball game is changed. When are things going to be back? We don't know. We have more unanswered questions than answered questions. In real life, father is not according to your choice. Mother is not according to your choice. Brother is not according to your choice. Sister is not according to your choice. Your place of birth is not according to your choice. Date of death is not according to your choice unless you want to commit suicide. Nothing is as per your choice. Now this COVID-19 is also not as per our choice. We have more questions for which we don't have answers. So don't come back and ask, what is the answer? Nobody knows. So this is the new normal. So in this new normal, you should be better. So the last story which I want to say and then conclude is a teacher takes 3 students to a circus. In the circus, there are lots of circus elephants doing funny tricks. You must have seen it. When a ball is thrown, it will hit with a cricket bat. Suppose you give it a mouth organ, it will play music. Or when you throw a football, it will kick. He asks the first student, why are all these circus elephants doing these funny tricks? The first student says, sir, you give training, it will do all that, sir. What is grade 2 months, 3 months training? It will do all that. The second student says, it is not only training. There is a lot of fear. In case it does not do all these things, the master will prick it with a red hot iron. It will be given beatings. So training plus fear. The third student thinks. Thinking is very important. He says, I'll just stop on thinking for a minute, because the brain, in the last few centuries has got something special. If you talk to neurologists, they will tell you it is known as prefrontal cortex. That is why lots of innovations are happening in the last few centuries. The brain has grown in mass and volume. That's why the capacity to rethink is huge among human beings today. To continue with the story, the third student says the elephants are tall, elephants are gigantic. Elephants are the lord of the jungle. Elephants can kill animals. Elephants can carry timber. Elephants can uproot trees. Elephants can bring down buildings. But unfortunately, these 3 circus elephants which are here in the circus do not know who they really are. If only they know who they really are, I and you will not be watching circus. It would have played football with all of us and walked off. I hope all of you agree to this story. It's all about potential, potential, potential. The layers and layers and layers of potential which you have. You have to take it out. You have to take it out and make sure that is integrated with your life. So, dear friends, I have almost come to the end of my talk, and therefore, since I've completed an hour, I'm open to questions. I'll also give you my mobile number and email ID. My email ID is PROF. PROF stands for Professor. PROF.RRSuresh@gmail.com. And my mobile number is 98867110112. Feel free to write to me. As I said in the initial introduction, treat this as a conversation style. Feel free to write to me. Feel free to talk to me. Please don't take whatever I say as gospel truth. There is always scope for improvement. We can sit, talk, and redefine our beautiful function called human resources. Nice that faculties are also part of this program. It's a lot of learning for faculties. Some faculties come with knowledge. Some faculties come with communication. Some faculties who have knowledge and communication will not be able to give corporate experiences. Some faculties who have knowledge, experience, communication, and give corporate examples will not know how to set question papers. Some faculties will have all the four, but will not know how to do evaluation. Some faculties will be good in knowledge, some faculties in communication, some good in corporate case studies, some faculties in good in evaluation, setting question papers, but they'll be very poor in mentoring, coaching. So faculties, we have a huge role to play. I am part of a faculty team. The whole idea is when we say energize ourselves, energize HR. If I am at 4, I should move to 5. If I am 5, I should move to 6. If I am 6, I should move to 7. That's all. It's constant growing. So once again, I would like to sincerely thank APS College for giving me this opportunity to share a few of my thoughts with you. Wonderful meeting with you. God bless you. Best wishes. Thank you. Thank you.
Namaste all. Good morning. Here we have come to the end of the session. I am Raju Muttodi. It's my pleasure to thank today's eminent resource person, Professor Suresh R, for rendering such an illuminating session. I am extend my grateful thanks to our management, our beloved principal, our vice principal, their constant support and guidance in organizing this national level webinar. I thank all the teaching and non-teaching staff, our college, for their kind operation or cooperation. I will be failing to my duty if I don't thank webinar convener Dr. Sudha BS and our webinar coordinator Sri Lakshmi V. Kittur, Shankar K, Susmita I, and Uma TV. And last but not the least, I thank all the participants. Dear participants, please fill the feedback form. It will be sent to your email ID and certificates will be sent within 1 week. Thank you all. Thank you once again. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Energy.